I'm gonna fucking try. And I think you should encourage me instead of saying he's too rich. Because you know what works against rich guys, Sly? Young female entrepreneurs who are trying to make a living who get unfairly targeted by powerful, wealthy men.
White men.
Yeah. Well, he's Sicilian, so it's iffy. But yeah.
I can't give it to her. I can't. And if she was, I would sit here and be like, yeah, she's pretty retarded. I would understand this. Like, I feel like, I don't know. All right, so let's talk, since we brought the Keemstar thing situation. So you are suing Keemstar.
I am suing Keemstar in the Western District Court of New York State for tortious interference. That's correct.
For torturous interference. Wait,
tortious.
Where's the court, you said?
Tortious. I'm not sure the exact court, but it's going to be in the Western District Court. Or is that the exact court? I don't know exactly. It's the Western District of New York State.
I thought you were going to bring it to Buffalo. I was praying to God you would bring it to Buffalo.
Well, it might be held in the Buffalo District Court. I don't know.
Hopefully. If you did, I'm going to be reporting live. I'm telling you. I'm going to be outside.
Oh, are you nearby?
Of Keem? Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I'm in Buffalo, yeah.
So
you're suing them. So tell me about this.
So
tell me about this lawsuit.
Hold on one second. I have all my notes. I just want to go through it. Mm-hmm. Feel free to push back or whatever. But so Lynx recorded those calls on Discord and Twitter with Keemstar on April 12th. And he admitted to having a hand in getting my YouTube and Kick channels taken down. And he even said that he personally reached out to an owner of Kick to have me shut down. I have 3 clips to play. They're each 15 seconds long. If we could just go through them really quick. Just to prove my point. They're up on my channel. Actually, yeah, okay. So let me just share these. It's the most important part. Let's see here. All right, so can you see that?
I can see it.
All right, so this is the first clip.
Yeah, because her fucking channels and shit all got banned.
Yeah. Did you have something to do with that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the first clip, just a direct admission. Now, just because... Oh, no, it's doing the feedback thing again. Can you hear me? Oh, my God. Wait, hold on. First clip's a direct admission. Now, just because...
You hear me?
Oh, yes. Okay, my Bluetooth speaker is fucked up. Okay. Yeah, so did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard the first one, yep.
All right. So that's just obviously a direct admission of being directly involved. Which doesn't necessarily prove that he used wrongful means, okay? Because you have to prove a couple things. You have to prove that they knew you had a contract with somebody. Okay, Keemstar obviously knew I had a business contract with YouTube and Kick. I was signed on as whatever. I was a partner, right? I was making money off of both. So he knew that he interfered, obviously, right there. That he did it through wrongful means, which means lying, basically lying, various forms of lying about somebody in order to, false reporting or whatever, in order to get that business contract broken. So I am still demonetized on YouTube due to his actions. I had my Misunderstood channel terminated, I believe, due to his actions. And I also was suspended from Kick for a week, and I still have $5,000 of YouTube revenue that is being suspended and not given back to me due to his actions. So, that's direct admission from him. Now, this is where it gets into exactly what the interference is.
All right.
And then it got so bad where, I had to reach out to, my buddy who owns fucking Kick, and I was like, dude, this bitch drove an RV from fucking New York all the way to Texas to come onto private property, right?
Okay. So, direct admission from him. I contacted...
Play that one again?
Sure.
Play that one again?
Sure. One sec.
And then it got so bad where like I had to reach out to like my buddy who owns fucking Kick, and I was like, dude, this bitch drove an RV from fucking New York all the way to Texas to come onto private property, right?
Is that all he said in that call? Because that's not because he's not saying he did anything. He's just saying that he talked to the owner at Kick. You know what I mean? Because you got to prove all this in court. It's not there's no assumptions at that point. Go ahead, continue.
What do you mean? Like what?
Like
what
you
are
can't just
saying?
say, well, because he said this, then that must, and then this happened. Obviously, they're correlated. You have to prove how they are. You know what I mean? It's not just
Well, okay. I mean, I can prove it because.
he didn't say he didn't. He just said he spoke to him. I mean, anything else could have happened at that point.
Well,
He just
first of
said
all, he
something to
said
somebody.
I had a hand in getting her channels taken down. So that is added evidence when he said that. He's not just saying I had a hand in reporting her. He's saying I had a hand in her channels getting taken down.
No, well.
Second,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm talking about this clip that you just played
Right.
right there about Kick. He's not. He just said he spoke to someone. That didn't. Whatever they did or whatever was said, we don't know. And he
Right,
could've
I'm
spoke to
gonna-
him and then something else could have happened.
Well,
you know what I mean?
so
Like,
so here's what I believe. So I
there it
believe
is right there.
what?
That's the problem you're gonna run into is the believing. There's no believing now. If you're going to court, you
Well,
gotta
no,
show
no.
it. There's
So first of all, I'm going to be requesting discovery. I believe this was between him and Trainwrecks TV because he posted a tweet saying at Trainwrecks TV DM. Trainwrecks TV is a co-owner of Kick.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm going to request discovery of their DMs. I believe in those DMs that Keemstar is either going to make allusions to doxing or trespassing because that is what I got suspended from Kick from. 4. I neither doxed nor trespassed. Keem says going onto private property. I assume
on.
what he means by that is trespassing.
Okay, go ahead.
I never
Okay, listen.
trespassed. I never trespassed.
The stream that you did
Mm-hmm.
with the milkers, you showed the numbers.
Milkers? What do you
That's
mean?
The milkers' numbers, or the girls' numbers that Link sent you, you showed them on your stream. That's how I found out about it.
I may have briefly. It was an accident. It was
Well,
blurry
that's the
anyways.
doxing. That's
No,
the
no,
doxing.
that's not doxing. Accidentally showing something is not doxing. It's
Showing
intentionally
people's numbers?
intentionally releasing private information publicly is doxing. Accidentally showing something is not doxing.
But you still, well, no. You still showed them the money. Like, anybody, I could show someone's name right now. I'm like, oh, it was an accident, but I could have meant to do it. I could just say it's an accident.
Well, I mean, it was an accident, but that's not even what we're talking about here.
But I'm
He
saying,
claims.
no, I only brought it up because of the doxing thing you said. That's why. That's it. That's what happened. That's why they're saying that. And that's how I found out about the Link situation.
I mean, you
because
could
of that
say
story.
I was doxing when I did that. I wasn't because it was. Doxing is an intentional act of revealing private information. But that's not what this was about,
It's
anyways.
intent to harass,
Keemstar
yeah.
doesn't care if numbers are leaked. It's not against TOS. I mean, Kick might have seen that, but I never got anything about that.
You weren't invited. You showed up and released numbers. They can take that as you had the intent to harass them. I'm only going what court-wise. That's why I'm talking this way. and
I
I'm pushing
was
back.
invited. I was invited.
You
I
were-
was
but then you
directly
said-
invited.
Keemstar?
Not by Keemstar, but I was directly asked to come over by Savage, who was there at the time with Keemstar.
Savage, but who rented out that place?
He
That would
did.
be the
I admit
ownership.
he did, but I did
Yeah,
get a
that doesn't
direct
matter.
invitation from her to go there. I did.
She did,
And
he didn't give it to you,
when
so-
I was there on the bike, when I was driving,
Hmm.
when I was riding around to different roads on the bike, I told Twiggy, "I'll meet you at the front gate if you want to hang out." Then he said, "Yo, where you at?" So I went back to the front gate to meet him, and we talked, and then he secretly called the cops on me. Was that an invitation? I don't know, but I never got trespassed for anything. So I didn't do anything illegal.
Not
I
saying
didn't.
You did, and this is civil, so it wouldn't matter if you didn't. But I'm saying
No, but it
I
would
wasn't-
matter. It would matter if he said, no, definitely would matter if I did something illegal, because then he could say, well, I didn't, it wasn't wrongful means. Doing something illegal is against Kick's terms of services. And so what I did was point out her doing something illegal, and that's fine to do, and that would be fine to do, except that I didn't. So I believe he lied, told them I was doxing and or trespassing, neither of which I was doing, and that's how he interfered with my business relationship with Kick.
But he can prove that you did show numbers and you did show up to a place that he did invite you. Those are
I
two things
didn't-
that he can prove.
Okay, I can show up to any place at any time. I'm not threatening this.
And he's called, and the cops
Hold
were
on a
called,
second.
which even brings
Hold on a
Stevens that he
second.
didn't want
What
you there.
matters is what's against kick TOS, not whether I can show up I could show up to your house. It's not illegal. It's not against any terms of services. I could. I'm just saying I could show up to anybody in chat's house. You can. This is America. You can show up anywhere you want. Can you
but
trespass?
he's
No. Can you trespass? No. Can you commit crimes? No. Can you
But
show
he's
up?
shown-
Yes. So I would appreciate if you like. It just doesn't make any sense. Stop referring to it as if that's a problem. It's not. You can.
But
I
when it
could
comes
drive
to
anywhere
intent to
and show
harass-
up.
Yeah, but he didn't invite you, and you showed numbers, and he called the cops, which even solidifies.
He
didn't
fought.
want
No,
you
no,
there. And-
no,
hold
no.
on, and
What the
also-
police
he
thing?
also
What
said
the police
he didn't
thing?
want you there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What the police
Go ahead.
thing shows, he did call the cops, and he made a false police report. He said we were honking our horns around the property to harass. We were on stream the entire time. We never honked our horns. That's a false police report, and I can use that, and I did request that police report as evidence to show that this guy not only committed a crime himself by filing a false police report, but also it shows a pattern of lying about me, telling people I'm doing things I'm not doing. So calling the cops only works for me. He made a false police report about me. So that only works in my favor. I was not trespassed. I was not ID'd. I never got in trouble, and the police report will show that. So
But
it stands in my benefit that it shows I never did anything illegal. I never got any
not illegal,
charge.
Not illegal. Dude, it's fine. You can show up to anybody. But I'm saying when it comes to this, if he's going to prove that you were an unwanted guest, and it seems like you were coming in hostile because you already were leaking, because you said the doxing, right?
Being an unwanted,
gonna
showing up
He
somewhere,
doesn't want you.
hold on, showing up
Uninvited.
somewhere where you're not invited. And what was the other word you used? Intimidating?
I said intent to harass.
Okay, intent to harass, that doesn't mean anything. That's
Oh,
not
but
against
it's not-
TOS.
it's not-
Having an
Well, no,
intention
that's
to
not-
harass, you
Yeah,
could say
that's-
anybody has an intention to do anything. It's whether they do it or
Oh,
not.
no. That's what makes the doxing is the intent to harass. That's what you released.
Okay, but
those
you'd have to
numbers.
say, wait, you would have to
It was a
say
hostile
something.
situation.
You would have to say
Yeah.
something and say there was an intent to harass. And even when I went to the
You guys
gate,
don't get along. He doesn't want you there. You're well aware that you don't want you there. That's why you were doing the whole almost there, because you know he.
I
doesn't
don't know.
want
You
there.
could argue that
And
either.
it-
He said it would be legendary if I showed up. So he said that on stream. So I don't know.
Did
I
he
mean,
invite you there? If it was so legendary, he would have invited you there.
well, he never told me not to come, and he said it would be legendary.
What? You can't. No. And I'm only talking to you this way because this is how they're gonna talk to you.
You can
Wait,
go
wait.
ahead. I'm not taking it
No,
personally.
but-
It's
no,
interesting.
I'm just because, and I'm nobody. I'm just saying because this is everything you have to prove. You have not shown me definitive. You showed me a thing where he said he spoke to somebody.
Mhm.
That's not good enough. And then the other one, I'll play the other one again. So I never remember. Because I forgot
Okay.
the other clip you showed.
Okay.
Play the first one.
Yeah.
The first one.
But the second one I just played, it does show that he directly contacted the owner of Kick, in his own words, to interfere with my career. Now, what
But
I
at
have to
this point in
prove,
time, you
what I
don't
have to
know
prove is that
what
he.
said. Yeah.
No, it literally what he said is obviously interfering with my career. The only difference is whether what he said was true or not.
Well, you don't know what he said. He could have contacted him and said, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?"
But what
You're
he
saying
said is obviously interfering with my career. This one right here, I'll play it again, 16 seconds.
And then
Go ahead.
it got so bad where like I had to reach out to like my buddy who owns fucking Kick, and I was like, dude, this bitch drove an RV from fucking New York all the way to Texas to come on the private property, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So he said what you did. But can you tell me did he?
So
say,
no.
"Hey,
What
kick
the
this
the
off, you
point?
kick this girl
Hold
off
on,
the
hold on.
platform"?
The point I was trying to make there is that that's obviously him interfering with my contract with Kick. Whether it's
He
wrong,
can talk to anybody.
whether it's wrong for him, no, but he is specifically contacting an owner of Kick concerning my contract with them. Whether it's wrongful what he did or not
Okay.
is another thing. But he is obviously interfering with my contract at that point. The question is, can I prove that he was wrong to do that? Because what he says there doesn't even make sense. Come onto private property. If you walk into a McDonald's, you are coming onto private property. The term is trespassing, and I never trespassed. And if you want to say, it's unclear what exactly he reported. Driving from New York to Texas is not illegal or against TOS. And yet, a few days after that DM was sent, my channel was taken down. So,
let's see what I want to see what Kick's rules on releasing phone numbers probably.
no, Kick has a no doxing rule. Of course, don't reveal private information.
Okay, well.
But if you do it accidentally, that's a different matter.
But it's still you did. Regardless.
No. I've read Kick terms of service. It is very context centered. It says context really matters. And they're good. They're better than YouTube about this. If they feel you violated the rules, they send you clips of exactly what you did. And if you can explain the context, they do take that into consideration. I believe someone informed me I accidentally showed those numbers, and I had the Discord open because I was calling links, and the text showed up underneath the call. That was clearly an accident. It's not intentional doxing. It has to be intentional to break the rules.
But only you will decide if it is. He can think it was, and you say it wasn't. The fact that you did it is what. And also, a person.
No, that's not true. If you kill somebody, Sly, come on. If you kill, no, it's about intent. You're saying intent doesn't matter. If you kill somebody because you don't see them when you're turning your car and they're jaywalking, that's manslaughter. That's homicide. You didn't mean to do it. If you take a knife to somebody and kill them, then that's murder.
I'm saying this is what you have. It's what he can prove in court, though. Is I have a hostile relationship with this girl. She's releasing numbers. She's showing up uninvited. All this is not good for you.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is whether he rightfully reported me to the owner of Kick. And I believe he did not. I did nothing illegal or against terms of service. That's the only part that he can say he doesn't like me all he wants. For the actual case, what matters is that he has to say, I reported her and what I said about her was true. He says we were going there to come onto private property. Anyone can go onto private property. As I said, a business, a restaurant is private property. But what he means is trespassing, and I had no intent to trespass and did not trespass.
What was your intent for showing up there uninvited?
To have fun. I went to a bar. I met Texans. I reached out to members of LolCal Live. And I got some responses and some non-responses.
But what were you doing outside his gate? That's not a bar. What were you doing there?
I had been biking down the road, and I messaged Twiggy, who I saw in there, and I said, hey, do you want to meet up and go to the bar down the road for a drink? I'll meet you at the front of the gate. He said, yo, where are you at? I took that to mean he was at the gate and waiting for me. I went back to the gate. He walked up to the gate, and we had an interaction.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. But that guy doesn't own, or is not the assumed owner of the
It
place.
doesn't matter. I didn't trespass. I didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. If you say so, but I'm letting you know that they have a strong case with this one. They have a strong
Well,
case.
even what he said, we had no intention to go on private property when we were driving down. And I also...
No intention.
Yeah, no.
So you just so happened to be going to Texas the same time with the...
I wasn't...
6 hours
I
away from
contacted people at that camp who I had the numbers or discords of, but I didn't go on their property. I had no intention of going on private property.
So how did you... Okay. All right. Okay, that's it. I don't know. I mean... It's all live, so it's like, are you sure that all that footage you guys filmed, there was not one time you said anything about, oh, they're gonna love this. I know they're probably gonna they're not gonna like this when we show up, and that. Are you sure? Because they're gonna review all that. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna go through everything. And if
I am sure that I did not plan a crime on stream. Yes, I am sure about
I didn't
that.
say plan a
That's what that would be. That's what that would be.
Showing up to a place. Well, no, I mean, you can show up anywhere, you said, so it's not really a crime. This is what you just told me. So you
No.
they're gonna...
Crossing onto private property is different than just showing up.
But yeah, I didn't think you were going to fire through the gate, Grace. I didn't think you guys were going to, like, bat out of hell and fire through, but you knew you were showing up to a place that you weren't wanted. You knew that, I know that. I know you have to play the game. We both knew Just because somebody there in the house invited you, you
I
knew that you didn't want uninvited.
I frankly disagree with you. When we drove by the first time, I thought Keem might have let me in for the content because he said it would be legendary if I showed up, and he never told me not to come. And he was
When
fully
did-
aware that I was coming down. I
When
had
did
no
he say it would
idea.
be legendary.
You want me to play it? I can find it on my Twitter.
Sure.
Okay.
I've never seen this part where he said it was gonna be legendary. He seemed very not thrilled that you show up. So, yo, IG, chill, chill. Oh my god.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Here it is.
No, my bad.
Can you see it?
I can see it now. Yeah.
Okay.
When are the other Voldemorts showing up?
They better fucking not.
Okay, that would be legendary.
No, motherfucker.
Voldemort 1 through 3.
Well, we get them on the line because they're crawling on my ass like a Don't even joke about that.
I'm just saying it would be funny, right? That would be funny.
The main Voldemort wants to do exactly that. All I have to do is send her a message and she'll be right here. And you know what?
Okay. So he said it'd be legendary.
Voldemort?
That's me. That's what he refers to me as. She who shall not be named.
But that's not an invite. That's the same.
I didn't say it was an invite. I never claimed I was directly invited. But he said it would be legendary and funny if I showed up. And he never told me not to come. So it was ambiguous. I'm just saying, honestly, I didn't know he didn't want us there. I didn't know that. Neither did my dad. It was ambiguous. I thought maybe he'd let me in, maybe not. I really did.
Wait, when was this? This was March 25th? This happened?
No, I posted this March 25th. This happened, I believe this was like the 3rd day of Fat Camp or something.
Okay. But you already had left, though. Right?
Yeah.
You already left before this?
I don't remember.
How'd you know
I
it was
don't
going to be
remember.
legendary before you left?
Oh, no, I remember. Actually, the day that we left, somebody sent us this clip, and we were like, oh, okay, we'll go. We'll go down to Texas. See what happens.
So you left the day you posted this?
No, I posted this way after. This I don't remember when the original stream was from. I posted this. I posted this after he called the cops on me at Fat Camp, so I don't remember exactly.
The other Voldemorts
Oh, okay. Wait, play the other one.
Well, it's 11 minutes long. It's.
No. I was seeing if it showed a date on the dash cam.
Oh,
that's
no.
your stream. I thought that was a dash cam.
Yeah, no, yeah.
showing up.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So play it again and
This one?
you
Play
have to
this again?
prove that this is an invite. That's what I'm saying.
No,
You
I don't have to prove
this
that
is
it's an invite. I'm not claiming that I was invited. You simply don't understand, Sly. Have you
I
ever won?
understand, man.
Have you ever won a civil lawsuit?
Have you? I don't think you've been to court. Grace.
No,
I don't think-
deflect.
because you
I'm
were
just
going-
wondering.
you're going with a lot
I'm
of
just wondering.
assumptions and,
I'm just wondering. Have you
um,
ever won a civil lawsuit? A civil case?
I've never had a civil case. No.
Okay.
Have you won a civil case?
No.
Okay, so I guess we're in the same spot. But I'm just saying that a lot of civilly, I mean, we don't even have to talk about the money situation because I saw that you're raising money 10,000. I don't think you really understand that 10,000 is nothing. That's so you retained a lawyer. What are you planning on doing for the next 3 years?
I'm hoping that if I raise that money, and I'm gonna post a tweet about it and pin it and everything. I have a Substack. I have a GoFundMe. I'm really gonna try to promote this. I'm hoping that if I can get the 10,000, that would be enough to interest a lawyer. And then I think once a lawyer gets to know the case and understands that Keemstar is, a big figure, I think it'll be appealing. I think I'll find some kind of lawyer who will either take it for a small amount up front or, take the small amount up front and take some off the back end or do it from a reduced fee or whatever. I think
So you think
I think someone would take it.
this pro bono or for a reduced fee?
I not exactly pro bono. I would say they'd either take a smaller retainer up front and take a bigger end off the end piece, or they would maybe do it pro bono. I'm not sure exactly. But I have hired a lawyer in the past. I know they're expensive. Have you ever hired a lawyer, Sly?
Mm-hmm. I fought a case, yeah. $10,000 it cost me.
Wait. You just said, criminal. Oh.
Civilly, you asked me, yeah, criminal, yeah. Yep.
Did you win?
10 racks. Well, I got a reduced sentence. I guess I'll take it. It was like 3 and I got 6 months. Well, I guess we'll take that as a win, right?
It was supposed to be 3 years, and you got 6 months. What'd you do?
No, it's robbery.
I'm taking legal advice from a criminal? Man, where did I end up?
Real gangster. No, but for real though,
I believe it'll
So,
get
yeah.
settled quickly. I believe it'll get settled quickly.
Settled? Oh, no, miss. You're playing with people that got a lot of money. They're going to be sitting down. They're going to fight you out for years. They're going to bleed you out. I told you this.
I don't
told
think
you this.
so. I don't think so. I've never seen any. I think Keemstar, I don't really think he has real lawyers. I don't think he has any knowledge of the law. I think he'll settle. I'm going on the offense. Listen, Sly, he has only ever sued other content creators who are mentally ill for their play buttons. Where's his big legal wins? Okay? He did some fucked up shit that I can prove, and he's going to go down for it. 100%, and he's going to settle. He is going to settle. When I get this on H3, when I get this on fucking Asmongold, when everybody starts covering, this girl is actually suing this guy for fucking up her livelihood, he's gonna fucking settle. 100%. I guarantee it.
H3 2 years ago, a year ago maybe, I don't think H3 is gonna care at this point. Because he's
well, it's easy to be a naysayer. It's easy to be a naysayer.
I'm being a realist. I'm being a realist about this situation. And this is how people with money do. And H3 will tell you if you do make it there, he'll tell you the same thing. Because he was fighting a case with Kavanaugh for the last 2 years or something like that. Or Chris, how long was that Kavanaugh case? He's got like 4 of them going. They've been going on for years. And he'll tell you how much money got sunk into it. The first case that he did that set the legal precedent for reaction content. 3 years he fought that one. The first case that he had with the Hossman guy, that was years that it took, and that was I think it was like $500,000 it ended up being. There is, and you're talking about 10,000. So these are years. These cases, if they have money, they're not settling. They'll fight you if they have money. Close to $1 million, and he lost his slap suit. There's these civilly, when you are fighting people, it's not like Judge Mathis. If me and you went to court for $200 and we're going to duke it out for 20 minutes and dip. When you're fighting men with money, all you got to do is place a lawyer and drag this out for 2 because he knows you don't have what he has. So that's how they beat people that don't have money. I don't have to. That's what they do. They drag you out until you just be like, I can't do this anymore. You go bankrupt and that's it. I'm just telling you, regardless if he's wrong or not, if he retains a great enough lawyer, I hope you're gonna have to retain this lawyer for the next 2 to 3 years. Civil, they work different. I'm just letting you know. That's what I tried to tell you when I told you. I'm like, he's gonna bleed you. So be honest. That's why I was like, $10,000 is just little. That's nothing. You got the lawyer.
Well, I think someone like you, I could be wrong, but I think that it's very easy for you to poo-poo me fighting for something that was truly unjust that happened to me, fighting back against it, because I think to a certain extent you've taken a lot of L's and you try to cover them up and turn them into dubs because you're saying, well, I was prudent, I didn't waste all that money. I didn't go for the big win because I wasn't going to get it anyways. And neither are you, little girl. And I think you're wrong to say that. And I don't think you're just purely unbiased saying like, I'm just trying to help you. Like, no, you have never tried this and it's very, and well, you have never tried this, and I'm just saying, I just think you're just kind of saying you can't beat the man, and I think that's a defeatist mindset that I don't participate in.
No. It's not the man. It's the money, Grace. That's what you're not.
That's what the man is.
No.
That's what the man is.
But you gotta go. I want you to do me a favor and show me. I want you to really go look at civil cases. Go look them up. And
I have. Most tortious interference cases are thrown out. I've looked at them. This is a tough one.
But thrown out is not good.
No, it's not. I'm up against even worse odds. Yeah. This is not a typical case.
Yeah, okay, but what I'm saying, you just said they were thrown out, so that means they're not even taking it. So that's not good for you if they're thrown out.
Well, no, I mean they're brought to court and the judge like dismisses it or throws it out.
Yeah, that's not good for you. You want to win, Grace.
Right.
Throwing them out means it's
Right,
done.
and you should encourage me to fight back against this fucking miserable bully of a man, Keemstar, instead of saying, he's too rich, you'll never win, just give up now, like me. I just think that's where you're coming from, and I just don't understand it. I think it makes you feel better. I think it a little bit makes you feel better.
I don't like Keemstar. I've told you I don't like this dude. I don't like this dude. Why can't I?
So then why aren't you telling me to fuck him up? I don't get it.
Because, Grace, I'm just being real about it. You don't have millions of dollars, just like I don't have millions of dollars.
But why do you believe he treated me? Okay, let me ask you another question. Do you believe he treated me wrong? Do you believe he did me wrong by what he did with YouTube and Kick?
Well, I'm only going off of what you showed me. All right, I'm only showing what you showed me, and one. Do I think that he interfered with your job and like your?
Do you think he did me wrong? Yes or no?
Do I think he contacted YouTube? Yes. Do I think he tried to get you kicked off Kick? Yes. But it's not what you know; it's what you can prove in court.
Okay,
And
but just
you have
but
not
just
proven to me
okay,
that you
just
can prove it in
drop
court.
the lawyer LARP for a second and just tell me,
Just
do
be
you
real.
think he did me
Yes,
wrong?
I think he called and got you kicked. Yep.
Okay, so you don't like him. You think he did me wrong. And you're telling me don't bother trying because he's too rich. Well, I don't fucking care how fucking rich he is. I'm gonna fucking try. And I think you should encourage me instead of saying he's too rich. Because you know what works against rich guys, Sly? Young female entrepreneurs who are trying to make a living who get unfairly targeted by powerful, wealthy men.
White man.
Yeah. Well, he's Sicilian, so it's iffy. But
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, you want to fight this? But didn't I say I'll pull up to the courthouse if you do it in Buffalo? I'm gonna be
Yes,
outside.
you did.
All right.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here for it. But I can also be like, all right, fight him. But just let you know what can happen. I can do that. You don't gotta do this whole like. Go ahead and fight him all day. I'm here for it. All right, I'm here for it. But I can also be real.
Well, I'm just saying, I just think that your realness, you're not taking in the other, you're not considering the others, you're not considering, I know, you're not considering the other side of the equation though. He may be rich, but it looks real bad for a rich guy to fuck with a poor girl's income. That's the other side. I have a lot of sympathy on my side too. It's a real bad look. It's a bad look. Okay? Does that prove anything? No. But judges don't look favorably on that either, do they? So having a lot of money doesn't always win you everything in court. Remember Brett Kavanaugh? Remember Donald Trump? Remember Donald Trump? These people have a lot of money. They have a lot of money. Do they get fucked up the ass in court sometimes? Yes. Sometimes wrong, sometimes right. But it's not just about money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many. I don't know about the civilly. I know criminally. Sometimes. Of course. But listen, fight until you're blue in the face, girl. All right. All I'm saying.
That's right. That's the energy I want. Yes.
Fight all day long. But I'm
if
still gonna say.
Yeah, if you think he did me wrong.
I can think that, but it doesn't matter if a random nigga in Buffalo thinks you done wrong.
That's not true. It would help me.
It is when you gotta prove it, though.
It would help me. And why don't you tell your audience to consider donating to my GoFundMe to tell this guy to stop fucking doing this to smaller creators? Hype me up. Where's my fucking hype?
Grace. Listen.
Look at my shirt. I wore my little shirt for you. And all I get is just fucking attack. Where's my hype, bro? Give me my hype.
Whoa. Listen. All I'm saying is this. We were here. You told me you could push back. Well, of course I'm going to listen to what you have to say. I'm going to be real with you, all right? That's all. And I'm being real. Money is an issue, and time is a big one. Those two are dangerous for people like us that don't have a lot of money. So that's all I'm saying. And to be prepared for that situation, because when I saw the GoFundMe was only for $10,000, I was confused. Because when H3 went, I think it was like for 100 racks was the first time.
He may have money, but I got time.
Oh, no, in the
And
back.
ain't nothing. And you, Sly, I'm gonna leave with this. You should know this as a black man. Ain't nothing scarier than a white bitch with a fucking vendetta against you. Ain't nothing scarier than a psycho ass, BPD ass white girl who fucking hates your guts. I love you though. Bye bye. Joe, where's my subs, Joe? Come on. Come on. Shabatoni. Shabatoni. Where the subs at? Where the subs at? What a promo! I'm not me cutting a promo on my lawsuit. Who's driving this bus? I didn't get to lay out my whole case, but whatever. He's not gonna listen anyways. I got enough of it out there. Which was what?
His point was, people like us, people who got millions of dollars, we always lose.
Mm-hmm.
My point is, maybe that's why you're a person without billions of dollars. Because you don't roll that way.
True. What would Donald Trump say? What would Donald Trump say? I think he would say, fucking go after him. Yeah.
Maybe that's why you're a loser.
If you take a lot of L's, maybe...
Maybe you're poor because you're a loser.
Right. It's a chicken egg thing.
It's just like Rich saying, hey, I got a lot of people who ghost me. It's like, well, yeah, I believe that. But that doesn't mean that it's normal. It just means you're a loser.
Yeah. I'm not sure that guy was a keen legal mind. Oh, whatever. It's okay. I just wanted to talk about my thing.
Yeah.
She thinks she got the white girl plot armor. I do though. Like I literally do. I shouldn't have gotten away with as much as I've gotten away with. At this point. White girl plot armor. Yeah. Exactly. KCIP was not on. Whatever. How long was that? An hour and 27 minutes. Oh man. There goes my $40. Whatever. It's only $40. Chat reminded you like 48 times. Can somebody send some subs to make up for my KCIP? Please? If 8 of you sent 1 sub. Easy Keem dub. It was Keem. Don't fuck with this woman. How are you gonna win your Keem lawsuit if you can't even switch KCIP? Not until I get unbanned on Misunderstood. If I unban you right now, will you give me a sub? 1 sub. Don't I look like Grace Kelly tonight though? Like low-key a little bit. Who's driving this bus?
Grace.
Yes, I'm blipping off. Hold on. I have to unban somebody. I don't know. Oh, Dad, can I unban Virgil? You probably forgot why you banned him. So I've been doing a lot of mass unbannings lately.
Yeah, unban everybody.
Okay, you're unbanned. Where my sub at? Why don't I get cash apps anymore? What happened? Did everybody just give up on me? Last cash app, $2. Oh well. When are you going to talk to actual lawyers? I don't know, maybe Monday because they don't fucking work on the weekend? Thank you for asking. Okay. Bye. Love you.